Titillate the juices. You know what? Woo! Right now. Woo! Woo!
Dr. Hughes invites followers. Oh, let's see if they increase now. Me too. Yeah, wow. Dr. Hughes.
Mock-ass mock.
He's a great podcaster.
Trick-ass mock.
Acknowledge me. We coming for you, nigga. Fat!
Yeah, Dr. Hughes, here we go. Keep plugging yourself, that's cool.
First up, a man whose looks will serve your inner needs and desires.
Dr. Hughes.
Wow. Back again on a Tuesday. It's amazing. Look at Danny's not even here. We can't even see him. Oh, look, he just came out of
Apologies.
into Vince McMahon's office.
Sorry, I thought I had an extra minute. Sorry.
That's fine. We don't, you know the rule. We don't go by the actual minutes on that countdown. It's just within 5 minutes, things will be happening. Hopefully the sound is okay. It was crackling and snapping like a mofo this past week. I noticed every time I got loud, I can't seem to figure it out on my end. So I think it might be Restream. I've noticed a lot of other podcasts out here the past months or so have the same sounding crackles. So if you don't like it, get the fuck out of here then, I guess. This is the Dr. Huge Show. If you don't want to deal with this, if you can't take it and get all this excitement and entertainment with a little bit of crackling here and there, and you're going to cause a fuss, then let's fight in a boxing ring. Let's settle it. Right, Danny?
Yeah, do one.
Mm-hmm. They're all scared. They just talk. They're out there. They yipper and they yapper, but they're not about the business. I stand on my business. You want to be this? You want to be this?
Is that one? What a great shirt.
Another new shirt. Look, I'm killing it with the wrestling shirts. This was on sale, so I got it because this was for last year's WrestleMania. We all know CM Punk. Actually, for the people on the podcast, right? This is Drew McIntyre standing in front of the grave, that meme, and him all excited that he ended CM Punk's WrestleMania run last year. That's right. Good job, DM Hunk. Yeah, we could talk about the things on Raw last night. Anything you want to tell the people? We haven't heard from you in years with all this wrestling going on, right? We missed like several pay-per-views in the past 7 days.
Yeah, but life goes on, and I don't feel like I've sort of like missed a great deal. I've seen bits of news and things, but just because there's so much, you just expect it to just forget about it the next day and start again. And yeah, it's a shame, but
I think the last time we talked was before Evolution, Saturday Night Made It, right?
Yeah.
So then we have that, and then we had the other show after that. No, the NXT, Great American Bash. Then we had the whole week of wrestling and more, which, hey, here's some news for you. So last Wednesday, I do the AEW, retweet this bit, and now we're going down to 10 next week, folks. I think we got to 3 or 4 this week. That's as low as the first week I did it to try to get to 50 retweets. And this was after that super hot all in. Everybody wants everybody to watch AEW. And I'm like, all right, everybody, I'm here. I've been doing this gimmick for a month now. And let's see if anybody wants me to enjoy this with them. Nobody wanted me to. So I played 7 Days to Die instead. I'll just play zombies.
Yeah, better than AEW.
So 10 this week. We may get to it. Or not. I don't think people really give a shit. They talk a good game again online. They'll talk, oh, we love this AEW. And then you're like, all right, hit a button. And I'll watch it. And they're like, nope.
It has had record viewers, hasn't it? I'm not sure if that's good or bad numbers, but
this past week?
Or at least very recently. I think it was this week, yeah, because of Paige being the new champ and
Paige?
Hangman, didn't he win?
Oh, that Paige. I'm thinking WWE Paige over here, right? Come on. That's the only Paige that matters.
Ethan Page.
Oh, Ethan Page, too.
Or Page. Yeah.
Diamond Dallas Page, huh?
Oh, yeah, that's that one, too.
So many of them. Anyway, sorry.
But yeah, just if that's the direction they go in, then that sort of like says this is the new guy at the top and follow him and you follow the whole brand / promotion. But are people really that excited for Hangman? However many times he's been the champion now? Because I still don't think he's fucking... He's not convincing as a tough guy. And I think more and more people are realising this now, even like AEW hardcore fans.
I'll tell you this much. You know me. I don't really... Like when they show Swerve and Ospreay and Paige in the ring, I'm like, okay, that's like your guys. And the kids are like, these are the best. This is the best of the best. And I look at it like, yeah, they're good in the ring and everything, but I need to care about this stuff. And outside of it, I look at these 3 guys, to me, would be mid-card in the WWE.
Right.
Because they don't have the it. You need that CM Punk thing where people get excited for him. Even Roman Reigns may have taken him forever, but he finally got there. Like, that's the only pop that happened on Monday Night Raw last night. That crowd was deader than dead.
Right.
And Roman Reigns came out, they woke up all of a sudden. And even to me, it's kind of cringe. I'm like, oh, this is stupid. But you know what? He gets the reaction. These 3 other guys, Paige being one of them, I just don't see it. But I'll give you this. I seen him cut that promo in AAA talking to the Mexican crowd. Totally over. He fucking killed it. I believe after that, they like wanted to hire him to be like the president of Mexico or something. And it was like, because he was super over. And he did it in Spanish. Learned the language. He learned the King's Spanish and everything for that. So, I mean, I'm not hating against AEW, even though I may not dig it. But that's where these so-called hardcore fans need to come in and give me a nudge, like they did with Roman Reigns back when he was the big dog. And they're like, listen, don't be one of these podcasters out here that's just hating on Roman Reigns because he sucks and he's boring and he's just, believe that and all this and that. And just like him maybe because that's even more rebellious. And I'm like, you know what? That makes sense to me. I will. Just to be a douche about it. Now I'll be a Roman Reigns fan when everybody hates him, you see? So, I don't know. Some people look at wrestling in different ways. I believe mine is very high IQ, so I hope everybody's keeping up, Danny.
Well, it's good that everyone... It's always been one of those things where people can enjoy it on different levels. Some people can just watch it and still be like, it's still real to me, damn it. And then some blokes can watch it and just be like, yeah, well, it's just guys pretending to knock the shit out of each other whilst birds walk around with their asses out. And their girlfriends might even be there watching it, and they might just gravitate towards like the soap opera part of it. And yeah, then kids watch it in that same sort of like, it's still real. So yeah, people can enjoy it on different levels.
Yep, and the Sleaze and Coach, they're saying R.I.P. Ozzy. Ozzy Osbourne passed away today.
Yeah.
He had his basically last show.
Farewell show, wasn't it? Yeah.
I mean, I guess that's why they did it. I didn't really keep up much with it. I thought it was just another Black Sabbath reunion tour thing. And I'm like, really? He's doing it again? But, I thought he was going through the Stan Lee rounds. Didn't know that this was pretty much his real, like, see you later. I'm going away, like, next week. But, so, yeah, we got to do it properly, of course.
Rest in peace.
That's right. Can we do jokes yet? Anybody?
Yeah, well, he's done, was he 76? He had a really good innings, as they say over here. Considering his other peers and how they behaved, Ozzy sort of like booze, drugs, started picking random things up and eating them. So to last that long, he did really well. I saw some people online were like, but hell, I thought he died in like 2016 or something. So
yeah, this is gonna be a great eulogy. Let's eulogize him right now, though. The Dr. Huge way. Yep. What I know most about him, the thing that sticks out to me the most, of course, eating a bat and a bird, ripping birds' heads off with his mouth, is all crazy stuff, right? But he snorted ants with Motley Crue during a tour, just because they kept trying to outdo each other with the nonsense and the rock star stuff. And he snorted a line of ants on the ground. So
he also subjected the whole world to his daughter Kelly, so I think he won that one.
Who looks completely different now. Have you seen her lately? It's weird.
She's been getting help with her working out or weight loss or something. To be fair, her mum looks ridiculous as well now. Neither of them look like they looked when they were on television, so who knows?
And then they had the other Osborne kid that didn't want to be in the shows, and like nobody even knows she exists for the most part. That's weird. Some weird stuff there. What else do I know about Ozzy? I was he was a little before my generation, so it's like it's not as crushing for me as it is like the Gen Xers. The Gen Xers are taking this hard today. And I think that's it. He had that show with the dogs and Black Sabbath, of course. Some people used to say, Dio's better. Like, people I would see in the band scenes and the rock scenes. That I was frequent in those rock scenes back in the day. I know. And the consensus was Dio is better. But yeah. And Ozzy also, he did a song with Busta Rhymes. He did Iron Man with Busta Rhymes. 1999 Extinction Level event, I believe it was. That's right, my hip-hop knowledge on point. Just like everything else. He's a WWE Hall of Famer, Slee says.
Who isn't? Sorry.
Yeah, that's right.
So is like some silly people as well. So I mean, Ozzy's not a bad one, but yeah. If they just give it to the Dio's not better.
Dio's not better. Okay.
Well, I think Sleaze took that one personally. I think he found the nerve.
Definitely not the better drug taker. Ozzy. I don't know. Some of these English guys from your parts, man, they love the drugs. And they'll live in 200 years old and do it. Like the Rolling Stones are still doing stuff.
Yeah. They've been on a farewell tour for like the last 30 years, haven't they? New drugs have been invented for them to tour with since they've gone on the farewell tour.
Man, these guys, they're like embalmed already or something. I don't know.
That's probably what it is.
Yep. Shout out to all these rockers. And also, we can't forget Theo Huxtable.
Rest in peace.
Malcolm Jamal Warner. Of course, they had the Cosby Show where you are, right?
Yeah, it wasn't as big, obviously, as it was over there, but yeah, very familiar with it.
With Cliff Huxtable and Theo Huxtable. And Cliff Huxtable used to be a doctor. I think he was a pussy doctor. And he would, check pussies, and he had like babies come out of them and would like prepare all this stuff. And he had it in his basement. What? Like, were these not warning signs?
Oh, a little bit.
Yeah. Give me some bubbly. I can't handle this. Did you know this?
No, this is news to me.
Yep. The House of Cosbys, bro. How about that? Did you ever see that in the early 2000s?
No, I didn't see that one.
It's an internet cartoon called House of Cosbys where they cloned a bunch of Cosbys and they just kept coming out weirder and weirder after the first one. And then it turned into like several different episodes. And Bill Cosby sent the guy that created it a cease and desist. Shut it down.
Oh, it wasn't him. Right.
It's back though. I checked the other day. We still got House of Cosbys, everybody.
It sounds a bit like Multiplicity with Michael Keaton.
With Batman? Yep.
Yeah. Because then like the fourth or the third clone was just like, "Durr, I'm the clone."
Yep.
He kept giving the game away, didn't he? Because he kept making clones of his clones.
Yep. Theo. He's a famous rapist. But again, I don't know, when he starts fighting with people, maybe he had skeletons in the closet, or maybe people were really just coming after him. There was a lot of ladies. But, imagine you have like this mega corporation, like let's call it CBS, right? And somebody's trying to buy you. That's just some black guy, right? Oh, I don't care if he's Bill Cosby. You could round up any old hose and go, hey, go at him and you'll probably get something out of it. I don't know, right? I don't think it takes too much like brain power to figure out on how to do something like that at that level when you have all the money and you got all the lawyers and somebody crosses you. You understand? So, I mean, is there something? Was he? I find it funnier that so he's drugging girls and stuff. Is this a fact? I don't know. I wasn't there. All I know, and for a fact, is that these women met and were mentored by an old man. I'm going to go get mentored now in a bedroom, in a hotel room.
Over a nightstand.
I'm supposed to believe this? Okay.
Maybe he was just really, really good at making a relaxing cup of hot cocoa and just you fell to sleep. No, I'm joking. He was probably not very nice.
How about this? This is a crazy idea. The majority, if not all, probably some sort of or business, like in the entertainment business thing, hoeing, and they're like, this guy got berries all on his face. He looks crazy. I'm gonna, drink a whole keg tonight at 100 pounds, and then I won't remember any of this, and or even take the stuff. The stuff that was making Jesse Ventura supposedly piss his pants, like the Hulkster said on Howard Stern. Quaaludes. I don't know nothing about Quaaludes. That sounds like some old drug people stuff. But yeah, there's multiple ways of knocking people out sleeves. You know this. You do it all the time, right? You just go up behind them with the solution on your handkerchief. You just carry handkerchiefs around like you're 80. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like we were saying before we went live, I think with stuff like this, I don't think every case is just like make-believe, but
right.
With famous people that have a bad reputation, you are just going to get opportunists that are just going to start saying, "Oh yeah, I was at that bar too," the same as the other lass that's just got like a $200,000 payout or whatever, because people are just going to want to get their share of like free money, aren't they? So sadly, they just lessen what the real victims end up going through and needing help with. It just gets messy.
Yep. And have you heard the story about Shannon Sharpe, everybody? Shannon Sharpe out here, Hall of Fame football player, one of the biggest names in sports media, talks about everything, really. And he shouldn't even be. He's terrible at this. But he's got the excitement and the bibbity boppity boop skip, shibbity slabbity skibbity scabbity. I don't like the way you're talking to me with all that talk. It's over with everybody else, but this guy out here, I'm not like trying to hate on him too much, other than he played for a lot of teams I didn't like. And he's what, in his late 50s probably, and he's out here dating OnlyFans models. He gets caught up with one. Apparently the story goes he was doing the choking and the whipping and the whacking and the this and the that with her in their private time. And then there's some text messages between them where this lady was like, yeah, I want you to do this. When are we doing this again? And things. And he's like, oh, yeah, I'm going to smack you around when I see you and blah, blah, blah. And she's like, oh, okay, cool. And for whatever reason, it wasn't cool anymore. $50 million. Boom, just like that. Yep, that's how it works, folks. And now he had to pay that off just in a settlement, just to get you out of my life. So, vaginas aren't worth $50 million. They are totally, the market is so inflated with this stuff that it's either worthless or it's conjured and manufactured into millions and millions of dollars by doing nefarious lawyer deeds. So, what do you think about that story?
That's news to me as well. I don't follow the sports very often, but yeah, I don't know. It's just when you start getting into stuff like that, especially nowadays with all the tech that records everything, whether it's text or video or whatever, when you start being like, hey, let's not just put my male part into your female part, let's introduce like semi-violence or full-on violence that could be sort of like taken out of context when we are just sort of like casual lovers, or it's not like, but it could still turn south if you married someone and they decided to turn around and be like, oh yeah, I never wanted any of that, but look what happened. So it could go badly in like a full-on marriage. But yeah, just with casual stuff, it's just it's a risky business. I don't envy people having to go and fucking date nowadays. That isn't me excusing anything dodgy that may have gone on. I don't know the people involved, so I'm just speaking quite generally.
Honestly, I doubt it. One of the stories too is a childhood friend of his was watching Shannon Sharpe through a stream, and she knew it, of them, like, look at this, look at me clapping these cheeks, bro. Like, which is like, how immature are you? Like, you got to be immature already to be like, look at this, right? Which many of you guys are guilty of. Of course I am. Like, look at this. You know what I mean? Like that type of thing. I wouldn't be sending it over the internet. I wouldn't be, FaceTiming Danny Damage over here. Like, watch this. That's creepy. So, get well, Shannon Sharpe. $50 million. A lot of money. It's a lot.
Yeah.
And she wrote this post a few days back saying she's retiring from OnlyFans.
And just doing anything really with that much money.
I'm retiring, and I want to thank you guys, saying to all her OnlyFans people, like, I couldn't have done it without you. We couldn't have gotten as big as we did, and then managed to nab a whale like Shannon Sharpe, and then milk that motherfucker and take half his fortune, and then sail off into the sunset, right? If that happened to me, bro, I would be doing some Orenthal James type shit, if you know what I mean. Some Bills number 32 type shit, rushing for the most yards in the league, if you understand what I'm saying, folks. Yeah, what other references? Some Naked Gun at the beginning of the movie type shit I'd be doing on this broad. You know what I'm saying? What else? Well, I think that's it for references. That's all I got for you. Yeah, I'd be doing something like that.
There was something about another football player whose brother died in armed service. Did you hear about this? I only heard this in passing.
Tillman?
There was... I can't
Not
remember
like a
the
long
name.
time ago, right?
No, it was after 9/11. He was a famous
Pat
American
Tillman.
football. Yeah, he was a very famous American football player who stopped playing football to go and serve in the military after 9/11.
yeah.
And he died over there under suspicious circumstances that are still discussed.
You know what the story is, though.
Not the full story, but all I heard about was his brother was arrested for going to a government building and causing some trouble there. That's what, when you said about a football player, that was the only sort of like thing in the news that my memory had retained this week.
The story I remember, they ran with a story that he was killed overseas and whatever, and then they eventually came out and go, it was friendly fire and training,
right?
But then they wanted to make it, a story. He was a Pro Bowler, Pro Bowl safety for the Cardinals, Cardinals are just like one of those organizations that like never win. So of course they would lose their Pro Bowl safety, like one of the only good guys on the team. Yep. And shout out to Tyler Paladin in the house, of course. Need to get headphones for work so I can listen on the job. Of course, everybody does. If you're not listening to the show at all times when we're live, especially, you got to get your priorities together because this should be on the top. Even if you're doing Shannon Sharp things with your OnlyFans girl, have this playing in the background. They love it. Women love that when you play podcasts. You're getting it on. Yep. You know who else? Speaking of OnlyFans and all this stuff, Elena Black, Cora Jade, she's quitting wrestling. She's like, I'm done. I'm out of here. Did you see that story? I can't hear you.
Sorry. And she's gone to OnlyFans for like a full-time sort of thing.
I didn't hear that part.
But I thought that's where you were going with it.
But we can only assume, right? What else are you going to do then?
Yeah, well, this is the point I always make. A lot of them are just using wrestling to sort of like get to, not always OnlyFans, but even if it's just like, hi, I've got an Instagram account, like my pictures and buy my merch, or pay for my fan club, or come and see me sign autographs here. And then essentially it's like, I'm not a wrestler anymore. I am just a model, but I used wrestling to get my ass out there. Yeah, it's sad that lasses have to resort to this, but it's not surprising.
Well, she says she's taking time off for her mental well-being. Wrestling isn't good for her mental well-being. And I'm just going to say it. This is my opinion on it, or the way it looks to me anyway, or could be in reality, is that, she had it made. She was, 19, 18, whatever, in WWE when she was the skateboarder girl and all this. They brought her up the ranks, if you want to call it that. And then eventually gets released. I think WWE still likes her. They just want her to go and be like, listen, you need to learn how to be like a wrestler without us, because we pretty much built this and we don't really like where this is going as far as like a long-term somebody we can count on as a top star or whatever. So they put her back out to the wolves to see if she can handle it and then build herself up, and who knows, come back 10 times greater. And now she's like, will be on the main roster and stuff almost immediately. And she goes out there and the first thing she's going to do is OnlyFans. So to the WWE, I'm assuming they're probably like already like, you know what? Nah, we don't really care for that much. That whole, they've always been like that because it is a PG product. So it's hard to sell people that have been showing asshole or whatnot online. And then she's getting some gigs and things, and then she's starting to learn like, oh, they really don't like this. I probably did the wrong thing and should have went the wrestling route instead of just jumping head first, because you could have just waited, right? Unless she was completely broke, and I don't know what her money situation is or whatever, but I would think she'd be able to take care of herself for a while to get the wrestling things going, the sales online and stuff, to work that up first before. That's just where I see it. And that's why she's just like, you know what? No wrestling for a while, then. I'm just going to go all this other stuff. Mental break.
I mean, 18 and 19-year-olds are always like really responsible with money when they get the first like big job and they've got all that spare cash. They immediately think, I'm going to save this for a rainy day. You don't start going, oh, I can get a car, and oh, I can get my own place, and oh, I can get a 70-inch television or a new pair of chebs. Yeah, it's they don't. Yeah, she probably spent it all. And I'm not saying, because I did the same thing when I was that age. Sort of like the first few jobs you get, and then once you start getting big money, it's just like, oh, I can get more, and you just start imagining what else you can buy, and then like you just said, WWE let her go, and then she burns that bridge, and then she takes her clothes off, and then WWE start burning everything else, and like, yeah, we don't want her back. It's easier to find pictures of them than it is of like China, because that was the main concern about putting China in the Hall of Fame and mentioning her to like a modern audience, because it's like, oh my god, children might type China in, and then one of the videos pops up, and it's like, that's a bit moot now, because everyone's probably got a lot. Well, not everyone, but some people will have worse, or at least more easily accessible material. So,
yep, Tyler Helton. I'm feeling like she's got to go to AEW or TNA. That's my opinion. She will eventually, I'm sure. Yeah. And who knows? Maybe WWE doesn't care about this stuff, but I just see Lacey Evans and Mandy and all these other ladies that do this type of stuff, and they generally they haven't come back anytime soon. So, and now with Triple H and TKO involved, like, they're supposed to be able to do not necessarily that stuff, but the Twitch and all the rest.
Yeah, it's funny how they don't like that one sort of cross promotion, but they happily enjoy another type of cross promotion. And yeah, I know, like a worked fight while they're rolling around in bra and panties isn't the same as getting ploughed by someone on camera, but it's still sort of like similar sort of region. It's still selling sex, which is just more dressed than the other sex, so it is slightly hypocritical, but I do get what they're trying to do. If they're going for a PG product, or because Triple H is like dad to 3 little girls, not little girls now, I think they're like middle teenagers now, so you're still trying to set an example whilst also selling a little bit of TNA.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about some more TNA here. We got the first thing I saw yesterday. I watched a little bit of the build up to Slammiversary that was on YouTube, and Enzo Amore came out. I think he's the champ in Fourth Rope, which is West Side Guns promotion, the rapper over here. One of my favorites. He's one of the good modern rappers, believe it or not. The whole their instrumentals, everything is they have their own thing going on, which is so rare in hip-hop music these days. Everybody's doing the same thing. But yeah, so he's got this promotion. Looks like Enzo's one of the top guys in it. And then he came out in TNA last night. Some of their big guys in TNA are waiting in the ring. They're getting ready for something. I forget what was going on. So a match between these guys. Enzo comes out with Zillafat 2, Umaga's son, total face painted up, looks cool. And he came out. Who was the other guy he was with? I forget. Somebody in the chat say it. But anyway, my point of even talking about this is Enzo went on and on and on and on and on to the point where the guys in the ring and everybody standing around the ring is just like, you got to be like, are we done yet? They're like all pointing at their watches and kicking the ground and just was walking around with their hands on their hips. So he went like way over, it seemed. It was cool. Nice little Enzo promo as usual. But I think they ended up winning this match. I could be wrong again. I was just watching some of the highlights and kind of scrubbed through it. But yeah, I think this Fourth Rope company is essentially the future of what wrestling promotions can be. And man, TNA, they lost a lot in this pay-per-view. Their own pay-per-view. They lost the ladies title. They already lost, and he retained it. Trick A kept that title. And then this guy comes in from another company and beats up all some other guys from their company. And what do you think? Is this like a good look for TNA? Is this something they have to do, put over everybody else on their platform because they're kind of like owned by WWE now, and that's like the only way they think that they can do business is by bowing to Triple H?
Maybe they've got redemption in the future. It'll be getting loads of money to count. I'm not saying that at all. But Yeah, maybe TNA is going to take this loss for now just to get the interest of like these different indie promotions coming in, but they'll get the belts and stuff back by the end of it. Just if they're getting helped out by WWE, then smaller promotions can get helped out by TNA. I think it's good. I didn't see much of it. Enzo, like you say, is a great promo. When you say he went on for too long, was that like legitimately like people were getting like the bad kind of heat and just wanted him to like go away? They weren't interested.
If I notice it and I'm just watching at home while I'm doing other things, then because at one point I look back a few times and I see like I forget who it was outside the ring. One of the ladies we need to talk to, by the way. She's outside the ring going, "Are you done?" Like,
right?
You going on and on, and then the other guy's in the ring, and he's still going and going and going. And even I said to myself at one point, I'm like, "He's not done yet." Like, come on, like walk down to the ring already. I thought there was a match happening.
Is this the first time he's been? What network? What station is TNA? Oh, it was pay-per-view, wasn't it? So this will be like one of the biggest audiences he's been in front of for a while.
And it was free last Thursday. I watched TNA on YouTube. So hopefully they keep going with that because I can't get it on my cable network provider and I don't want to pay for it. So,
yeah. Especially when there's so many others you could pay for or do pay for. It's just like, I don't want to pay for yet another wrestling thing. But yeah, it's a shame if he went on and outstayed his welcome, but he is really good on the mic. He was very entertaining in WWE. It's a shame they didn't get on because I did think they could have found something quite good for him. But yeah, we'll see. It might make a comeback.
I'm telling you, you're still in the business, Enzo. Listen up. Clip this, somebody. Let's send it to him again. Enzo, we can do the greatest dating show in the world. And it's called It's Amore. We can do it VH1 2000 style. Nothing but booze in the place. Nothing but who is and hook is and things of the such and the strippers and all this. Just for you. And if you can get Big Cavs over there, if you end up on AEW, whatever, you can work that out, maybe season 2 or whatever. But then you give out the Jordans to the girls who stay. It'll be one of the greatest shows. Well, there'll be all kinds of drama. They'll all want to be dating and banging you, bro. And we'll make a fortune off of it. And it will be no King's Court. That King's Court show with Tyson, the model there from the 90s, and Carlos Boozer, who was drafted by Cleveland, I believe it was. Maybe it was the Bulls. No, I don't know. Carlos Boozer was a stud, though. Now, not a bum like LeBron James tries to tell everybody. He's on a dating show. And so isn't Titus World Slide. So Enzo Amore, let's do business soon, sir. Thank you. That's the end of the promo. Cut it there, everybody. Send it to him wherever he is. All right. Man, we're going to make so much money.
I completely forgot about Titus O'Neil. It wasn't just the slipping, though, was it? He just goofed and botched and tripped over his own feet so many times. His
whole big ass body went under the ring, under it, like to the point he had to turn around, probably like military crawl style, and then turn around and crawl back out. It was the funniest thing I've ever seen since like Shockmaster, and I didn't get to see that live. I watched that live, Titus World Slide. I was dying. Yep.
I remember when he kissed his son on the lips on television, and it's just like, I don't think you did that on purpose just to rib your son. But It is funny, but that's what you've done now. Your son's just going to be like, "Oh, Dad, you could have kissed me on the fucking head, on the cheek. But no, you kissed me slap bang in the middle of my mouth on telly. Yep. All my mates will have seen it. Thanks."
Tom Brady.
Like, what? I was just...
He's known for that.
Yeah.
You don't be kissing your sons or even your daughters. Be kissing them on the mouths. So I don't know. Listen, if I had kids, I would not be kissing them on the mouth. That's all I know. I don't. It's weird. Cheeks are good enough. Got some nice cheeks. Big fat ones. What are you saying, Tyler? You writing Stephen King novels to us? Elena Black defeated Brittany Brooks last night to win the AFW Women's Championship. 3 weeks ago from today. That's pro wrestling promotion in Arizona. And she's quit. But she did that last night. I'm confused. I'm going to have to look this up. Because it looked like CM Punk was out here. She's currently champions now. Wow. It is weird. So, Elena Black, Cora Jade, is this a work? CM Punk didn't think it was a work. He was in her comments when she's like, I'm quitting wrestling and stuff. And he's all like, I got your back and blah, blah, blah. If that's even real, I don't know what's real anymore. But I'm going to report on what I saw. And that's what I saw. And remember that I was saying he was going to NXT too much, taking too many pictures with Cora Jade, Roxanne Perez, and all the other young hotties that are just like, oh, CM Punk.
That have a similar sort of look and build to his wife. Anyway, yeah. I didn't make that connection.
Isn't it weird? And then also, we're starting to put 2 and 2 together. I'm reading a story this past week where everybody's asking for AJ Lee to come back. And CM Punk's like, what's one of the best things about our relationship is that we don't work together.
Yeah.
So he doesn't want her around, okay? He doesn't want her working in the wrestling business with him, which also feels like, why wouldn't you? It's not like you have kids or she's got something to take care of at home. She's like at home with a dog that you also take on the road, probably more than her. So why doesn't she just do business with the company that you do business with? You make similar contracts that begin and end at the same time or whatever. And he's like, nah, bro. Then how am I going to be supporting and mentoring all these young NXT ladies? If you understand what Dr. Huge is saying. That's what I'm saying. Possibly. Maybe Becky Lynch was right. Maybe she was right when she was throwing those digs at you.
Yeah, it is suspicious. I get that maybe you wouldn't want your miss. If you make enough money and you didn't want your partner to sort of like have to come to work and throw herself on the ground when she's however old. She's not really old, but what is she, mid-late 30s now? I'm just quickly looking. 38. She's 38, according to Wikipedia, that I've just very quickly looked up. So yeah, I can totally see that side of it of being like, yeah, I don't want her to like get back into this. She's not taken bumps for quite a while now, and then just to come back and just start doing it again, it's not going to, be pleasant for someone like that. So I do understand that, but what you're saying totally makes sense as well. And yeah, if hypothetically, in a boxing ring, as you say, he did want to sort of like keep his mentoring interests earache free, then yeah, that's what he would do. He'll be able to get along with that peacefully and not get any awkward questions asked.
No, I mean, it must be rough. Imagine you're CM Punk famous. You're at the top, like the tippity top of your profession, where there are just tons and tons of fitness models that would throw themselves at you in a second because you were on TV in the past and you're a big deal, and now they are trying to get into that same business. It must just be like nonstop. We've seen it. Even him and Cody Rhodes, like that one girl that was pulling him into the crowd. Remember we were doing a show a few months back, and there was this girl in the crowd that was like molesting them in front of everybody. Like, wow.
Yeah, it's temptation's always going to be there, if you're one of the more famous people in the group. But I mean, he doesn't have a history of dating lasses at work, so I'm sure it'll be fine. And he hasn't jumped from branch to branch with lasses in the back, has he? Or I can't remember the timelines of some of them, but
it just must be so easy to just fall right in. I mean, temptation's there, the time's there. You're on the traveling circus. Who's gonna know, right? But I mean, it must be tough. I don't know how he does it. Yep.
Cold showers, I'm guessing. Just lots of cold showers.
Right. So we got a bunch more Slammiversary stuff to go through. Nothing. I'm just gonna go through all the stuff I found interesting. But Mustafa Ali took on Cedric Alexander. Obviously, a good match on paper, and it was good overall. Mustafa Ali almost killed himself. Jumped out of the ring head first into a crowd of people. The crowd parted like, just like they just parted. And Cedric Alexander was the last one there. I guess that's how it was supposed to go down. But he slipped right off him, flew even further, and landed right on his head. But I guess he's okay. And Ali went to Twitter and said, "That was my fault. Don't say it was anybody else's fault." Because I even thought, I'm like, nobody even tried to catch him. But I guess that was the plan. And Indy and Tessa fought. I mean, the match, it was a wrestling match. The only thing I got out of it was before the match I saw online that Tessa's still getting the "you're a racist" rants. She's getting the "you're a racist." Clap, 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 clap. You're a racist. And it was a big arena, and she's still getting those. I wonder when that's going to end, if ever. And she took on Indy, and really all Indy, let's just, Indy, a kind of a butterface, all right? Hot body, so face, right? What I would do is I'd get those booty shorts back, whatever you got to do. Got a nice little figure there, and it distracts. You understand? Because when you dress like Kevin Nash with them big ass, them pants, it doesn't look right. That's all I'm saying. That's not for ladies to be a look for them to be pulling off. Kevin Nash. So
Trish Stratus wore the long pants, didn't she?
Those suck too. Yeah. And
I know
bottoms, right?
Yeah,
like
bottoms? Yeah.
These
are.
are.
You're probably right. I just mean she's covering stuff up. Is the point I'm trying to make? She's not just like, how much of my ass cheeks can you see, and how much of my $20 knickers are actually up my ass. But then Trish would have like massive cleavage on show as well, and have to say, well, I'm being modest with my trousers, but you can see the twins from quite a distance away.
Yep. I mean, just a light critique. That's all, I know I've seen people online ooh and ah over you. They weren't yesterday. I'm pretty sure of it. So, yep.
But you see, if you didn't give it all away for free on the pay-per-views, well, not even pay-per-views, just on the shows, then people would go to your Instagram and get behind that paywall because you haven't already shown them all of your bits. But they've already seen it for free, so why do they need to pay?
That's true. Yep. When they already blew a few dozen loads already, then where's the incentive to go blow more?
In HD as well, it's just like, if they were really smart, say, look, I'm going to help them out here. If you were really smart, you'd go to these places and say, look, I will appear on your show, but you can only put me in like 480 or something. So my fans, you're not going to give too much of me away. So then if people want to see me in full-on HD, they've got to come to my paywall.
That makes sense to me.
But no, they're short-sighted, and it's just like, right, here's my bra and knickers. I'm going to bend over and show you everything I had for breakfast.
Yeah, and Tessa's apparently going to go to NXT. That's what Coach says. And, sooner or later, she's got the name.
Yeah, it's the name. Well, she's good as well, but I'm surprised they haven't sniffed around for her sooner, to be honest, because of the name.
I was watching this not the pre-show, the last TNA show before Slammiversary, and Zack Ryder was on the mic, and I guess I haven't heard this Zack Ryder. What does he call himself now?
The wrestling god?
Yeah,
the indie god?
His real, his wrestling name.
Oh, Matt Cardona.
Matt Cardona, yes. He sounds like a dumb guy. It was like, that's the only thing I could think of it. I'm like, so he goes out there on the mic and he's like, I'm like this like Rocky Balboa or something. He really sounded like a dumbass. So I don't know. It was entertaining though. I can't wait to hear more promos from him. But yeah, he had some kind of match with a bunch of other people, and who was in it? Dark State, Eddie Edwards, Hawkins, Fandango, and I don't know, Top Dollar. He was in a ladder match with the I call them the Biden boys now, because they walk around like rock'em sock'em robots. And they're like, oh, do we still got a couple more matches in us? They're talking about possibly doing a match with the Dudleys in the year 2025.
Who asked for that? Apart from the people involved in the match.
No idea. That's crazy. That you're asking to be grooming like Ozzy Osbourne, Hardy Boys, if you do this. All of you, so the Dudleys too. Rest in peace already. Let's do it properly. You're done for. Grum. So please don't do that. They took on, Top Dollar and his buddy there. And the only thing I got out of this match was, they got the ladders up everywhere and everything. So Top Dollar's on the ladder inside the ring, gets pushed onto a ladder outside the ring that's laying flat, and he crotches himself, like falls out of the ring and go boink right between the ladders and hits the ground. It was a great spot. I don't know if they plan to do that. It's one of those where it's like, did he really try to crotch himself? Because it doesn't look like it'd be that fun to do. I mean, would he tape his nuts up like on his stomach or something? Because go watch the clip, everybody. I can't play it, or the YouTube police will come and lock him up.
Of course, jabronis. Are you going to arrest the great one?
Mm-hmm. And that's what I say every time the cops are at my door, going, hey, you just played a clip on YouTube. So anyway, that's some of the news. You got anything to say about any of this stuff before I break down some more what happened on TNA?
I was going to ask if you were going to talk about Ziggler, but if you still got more TNA to go, then yeah.
No, I think Ziggler was in this match, or one of these matches.
Right.
Him and his brother. Yep.
Is that what he's doing now? Right. That's all I was going to ask. I could just see him on the poster. I was curious what he was up to.
Yep. He's doing things. I think he's in a tag team with his brother. They might be champs. I think they're the champs right now. I don't know after Slammiversary, but so what else happened? Moose took on Leon, which is a younger black wrestler who loves the Hardys, and they were giving him, saying how great he was, and he was saying how great the Hardys were on the Go Home show. So he takes on Moose for the X Division title. He wins it, or he retains it. I'm not sure how that worked. Then AJ Styles came out to put him over huge, and that was the AJ Styles moment.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Put him over so huge. It's like, I'm the old part of TNA, and you're going to be the new part. And then JC Jane, double champion. I didn't see this coming. Good swerve. Pissed off all the TNA fans. They're like, how dare you? You're going to make JC Jane not only the NXT champion, which they don't like, but she's been there forever. And now to really put her over, they're going to be like, listen, she's our new Mandy Rose in a way. I mean, it's the exact same group they were trying to get over before with Mandy Rose, just with her as the lead. So she's got both the titles. What do you think about that?
It's good if they're, like I say, if they're really putting like a serious effort into this cross promotion thing. It does show that they've got faith in her. Then if they're going to give her the TNA and the NXT equivalent belt, or the other way around. But yeah, it's making me want to sort of like tune in to see what's happening on TNA if they are giving chance to other people. Sorry, that was my phone just saying it's got low battery. Right. I'll turn that down off. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it seems like they've got a nice little setup going with possibly like an invasion angle on the horizon. Because if they're losing the belts to outsiders, people are going to start getting pissed off, and they're going to have to start writing like proper angles to do with it now, not just like, oh yes, this is all in the name of friendly competition and to counter Tony Khan's Forbidden Door sort of like nonsense that he goes on about.
Yep. I mean, they're making moves. They're doing things, these TNA guys. And last but not least, of course, Trick and A came out with the Harlem Choir, I believe it was, some choir. And they did the whole Trick song, you know, the Whoop the Trick. And then eventually he came out and he retained, beat Joe Hendry, who the chat all believes in. The Sleaze believes in him, Coach, Tyler, everybody. I'm sure Paladin does. But you know what? He let you down again, guys. He's been doing it a lot lately. Not only did he lose the TNA title to Trick and A, he can't even get it back with help from Santana. It's pretty lame. They're still dancing out there, though. They're in the cult of Joe Hendry. So
yeah, it's over, isn't he? He's not bad in the ring or anything, but I think his gimmick is sort of like bigger than his in-ring stuff, and it's good while it's lasting, but at some point the fans are just going to go like, yeah, we're bored of this now. We want to go back to singing Cody's song or singing somebody else's song. But yeah, nothing against Joe Hendry. He is good in the ring, but he's just a bit gimmicky.
And then, you know who he reminds me of? This fellow right here. LA Knight.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were about to bring up something on the other screen.
No.
Yeah. There is that, yeah. He does, yeah.
You know, they're not like too fancy in the ring. They do the job. They're not going to. And LA Knight will try to do. He'll be like, look how I can jump to the top rope. But then he'll miss it like 5 out of 10 times. I love you, LA Knight. I've been rooting for you ever since he was on. He was on TNA a million years ago, 2016, 17, around there. And I'm like, why isn't this guy in the WWE yet? And then he actually went to NWA.
Yeah, that's where I saw him.
And I'm like, whoa. He's going in the wrong direction. Look, what's going on? He's not getting any younger. And finally, WWE pulls him into NXT. And I'm like, God, took you long enough. Jesus. So, yeah, he's fantastic, Danny. That's what the Sleaze says. And yeah, Danny. That's what Coach says. You better love that Joe Hendry, or else these people come for you. It's a cult, remember?
For me, him bleaching his hair was the best thing he did, because when he had brown hair, I just had a bit of a bias against him because he looked like someone I know, like in real life, and I was like, you look too much like this guy, and he's a fucking bell end. But then he bleached his hair, and I'm like, cool, I can sort of like you and get into you now. Which just obviously wasn't his fault, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Elias is the one that's taken the whole Joe Hendry movement the worst. You know, he was the guitar song guy, and he just like WWE's just like, get out of here for some reason. I don't know. They're like, we don't want the music guy anymore. Okay, that was a weird departure. Like, he's still useful. He's on TNA now again, I guess. Well, he came back a year or so ago, and yeah, now Joe Hendry's there, so he's just having a rough time. This Elias. Yeah, you can't say. What does TNA stand for?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
All right. That's all I got for the TNA stuff. I'm going to save the rest for either later this week or just Saturday. But we just killed it again. Just destroyed this 7 p.m. hour. Like I always do, just like I've done it for the decades. Been doing this since the 50s, kids. So we got it. You tell everybody where they can find Danny Damage.
DannyDamage.co.uk or on Twitter @BluntDamage. I talk about wrestling and entertainment, anime, games, just the works. Come and waffle shit with me if you want.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. They got caught, didn't they? It's embarrassing.
Yep. Everybody got caught.
That's fucking brilliant.
Edge and Lita got caught at Coldplay. Goldberg and the Hitman. Even Xavier Woods, Paige and her boyfriend, ex-boyfriend. Yeah, there's a few more. I didn't put them in tonight. Maybe I'll save them for Saturday.
I've not seen any of those.
Then we'll be done with this for good. But everybody else out there and everybody in the future, check out the live. Come over to YouTube, hit the subscribe button, or just hit this QR code. Hit me up. We got all kinds of stuff. I got an eBay store out here. I'm going to be putting comics on there and shirts and things. Got the YouTube channels, got the music channel on here as well, the TikTok, the podcast, the music, and more comic books with the Instagrams and all the other applications. You can find it all right here, folks. And again, thanks for coming on, Danny. Shout out to the chat, the Sleaze, Coach, Paladin stopping through, Tyler, all the people in the future that will be watching. Everybody have a good night. Let's go watch NXT, right? That's what I'm going to go do, and make a sandwich, of course. Later, everybody.
I got my tongue up this chick's